Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to discuss about the demonstration of the use of some countable and uncountable nouns from the immediate and extended environment. Another learning outcome that we need to get at the end of the lesson is that recall some rules for the use of a, an, and the. These are the three articles that need to be used in today's lesson. Classify adjectives of quantity, quality, size, shape, color, and origin. Now let's move to the first learning outcome, the SLP of today's lesson, is that countable nouns and uncountable nouns. You all know, students, what are nouns. Nouns are the names of the names, place, things, anything in which you identify it and in which you name it is that a noun. Now there are categories of nouns, that is countable nouns and uncountable nouns. You may have a look on this book that is on page number 8. Students, you may have a look that before going to do this exercise, we need to understand about what are countable and uncountable nouns. Let's start. Countable nouns, from this word you can identify it. That what does it mean? Means that the words which we can count. Countable nouns are those those words which we can count. For example, 12 pencils. For example, 2 doors. For example, like number of 18, like 18 sticks, wooden sticks. These are the countable numbers that we can count it. So these are called countable nouns. Move on to the uncountable nouns. The words are words which we cannot count. Uncountable words. For example, like if we praise something that you are looking so beautiful. The word beautiful cannot be count how much you describe that, how much is she or he is beautiful. So these are called uncountable nouns. For your sake, you need to remember it. They may have singular or plural forms. आप इन्हें singular forms में भी use कर सकते हैं और plural forms में भी use हो सकते हैं. For example, like if you are talking about, you have a look on this page number 8 on your book. There is an exercise of find and write 5 countable and uncountable nouns from your surroundings. There are 2 columns on your book in which you need to write from the surroundings. Have a look on the surroundings and write about the countable nouns and the uncountable nouns. For that countable nouns, I have written all this, that table, chair, bottle, cat, man. For example, if we are talking about man, how many number of persons there? 3, 4, 5, 6. Cats, how many cats there? So these can be counted. When we are talking about uncountable nouns, that is, for example, air. You know that how much air is has mass. Can you describe it? No, it's very difficult. The water, it's a quantity unless you unless you may have to obviously measure it. But before you cannot describe what has a quantity of about water. Traffic, homework, pleasant, beautiful, that's already we have discussed about these examples. So these are the everyday examples that we are used in our daily life. These are called uncountable nouns. Students, now move to another important topic of this lesson is that articles. These are very important and these are used in our daily lives. Like for example, if you are writing and writing practice or writing in a paragraph writing, these articles are used very commonly. For example, there are some rules that need to be understand. आप सब लोगों ने इसको ज़रूर understand करना है कि articles के rules क्या हैं. कहाँ पर हम vowels a use करते हैं, कहाँ पर an use करते हैं और कहाँ पर हम the use करते हैं. A and an can be used with a singular noun. For example, a ball, a cat. हम a और an को use कर सकते हैं. An apple. Okay? So a is a consonant sounds. A used होता है consonant sounds के अंदर. Got it? Consonant sounds means like in which they have a vowel. Okay? You can see in your book, for example, like if you are talking about a, that is are called indefinite articles. And these can be used, for example, an orange, an eye. These are called obviously indefinite articles. Now what the is used? The is used when you are obviously taking about one, when you are obviously using one particular thing. You are discussing about one particular person, one particular thing. So these are the common rules in which you may have to enter in the articles. Now, what we have to do now? You may have to open this page number 8 of your book, unit number 1, in which there is a fill in the blanks in which you have to put with a, an or the. अब आपने करना क्या है? रूल्स आप सब लोगों को पता है, बुक्स आप लोगों के पास हैं. आपने appropriate article जो है वो put करना है fill in the blanks में. For your sakes, I am already giving you on the concept board, but घर पर आपने खुद इसको प्रैक्टिस ज़रूर करना है individually. Let's start with number 1 blank. I enjoyed dash book you give me. The book, because there is, we are talking about one particular thing, that is the. When we are talking about the next one blank is there is dash pen on the desk. There is a pen. For example, we are using without a singular noun. We already know that a is used with a singular noun. She is reading dash old book. We already knows that with vowel sounds we use an. So in this blank we use an. He is drinking dash cup of tea. He is drinking a cup of tea. We know that a is used with a singular noun. Move on to the next. She is dash pilot. She is a pilot. We know that a is used with a singular noun. There is dash airport in Islamabad. We know that with vowel sounds we use an airport in Islamabad. Move on. They went to the forest yesterday. Why the is used? The is used because we used for one particular thing. So let's move on, students, with another important topic of today's lesson is that adjectives. What are adjectives? Before going to proceed it, you must understand what are adjectives. Adjectives is a word that describes a noun. It tells more about a noun. It means that it explains about the quality, a color, a quantity, a region, a shape and the size. There are so many forms that you can see it on the concept board. There are so many things in which you are expressing the adjectives. Adjectives actually more clarify about a noun. What is going to be happening here? Now, what you need, or let's take some example. For example, if I'm talking about adjective, she, for example, red, blue, these are the colors in which you are explaining the adjectives like quality. If you are talking about quantity, you need to have like 2, 3, more, less. If we are talking about a region, we need to discuss about, for example, a country, place. For example, like Kashmir. For example, like we are talking about like Punjab, Faisalabad. There are so many cities in which you have explained about it. When we are talking about quality, the quality means that you are expressing about a poor, a rich, more, less, beautiful. These are the qualities. When we are talking about shape, like circular, triangular, rectangular, like in which you have longer, lengthy, short. These kinds of are the shapes, and the sizes are obviously of, you can, you know that it's long, short, big, small. These are the sizes in which you are explaining the other things. Now what to do is that you need to use, here is on your book, it's on page number 9. You can see that given below is a list of adjectives belonging to different categories. Now you need to categorize the following adjectives. There are enlisting the things which identify that which one is quality, which one is quantity, which one is color, and which one is origin, which one is shape, and which one is a size. So in this you have students look at the concept board, that is blue. what you have got about this blue, obviously that is defining the color adjective. When we are talking about Turkish, that is defining about the what? That is origin. Yes. Pretty, that means it's the quality adjective. When we are talking about a square, that is the shape adjective. When we are talking about many, that is the quantity adjective. And when we are talking about wise, that is a quality. Yes. Large, that is the size adjectives. Oval is the shape adjective. Some, we already have discussed, that is the quantity adjective. And Chinese, that is already a origin adjective. And red is a color adjective. Now what you need to do is to, as in your home, students, you need to use these adjectives in sentences. I already have made some sentences for your help on the concept board. I am reading it. Have a look on it. She wore nice dress. What comes you find a doubt after reading this? Ye kya hai? Can anyone from all of you that have watched my video, you can find it that, what is that? Have a think on it. What is this? She wore a nice dress. Obviously that is a quality adjective. Ahmed is handsome than Salim. Obviously that is also a quality in which you are explaining, in which you are defining their qualities. She has so many dresses. It identifies the quantity adjective. Add some rice to my plate. That defines the quantity adjective. The roof is triangular. From this word, obviously you might have understand about that is the shape. Okay, the clock is shaped like a circle. That is the shape adjective. These are some of the sentences that are already made on this concept board for your help. But what you need to do at home, you need to make your own sentences at home. You may seek the help from your parent, from your teacher. And this is, let's recap about what we have learned today. We discussed about today the countable and uncountable nouns. Then we discussed about some articles rules, how we can appropriately put a, an or the. And then we discussed about adjectives. These are already, and then after that we discussed about how to use these adjectives in making sentences. We already have done the exercises that is already available on the concept board. You may seek help. If you find any difficulty, you may get help from your parent, from your teacher. Thank you very much.